Shalom, brothers and sisters. I just want to share a part of my testimony. I want to share the part of my testimony that led me to my deliverance. And it's the part that really changed my life the most. Now, I've had a lot of life-changing experiences growing up with the Father. Back then, I used to call him God and the Son, Jesus. But this one was the pinnacle, at least at this point in my life, even to this day, of my transformation. And growing up, I was molested as a very young child by a woman, a cousin. And if you don't know, any kind of sexual thing done to a child curses them. It allows oppression to happen. It allows demonic activity to happen. Opens them up to the spiritual realm. Broken family, mom and dad separated when I was a small child. Mom and dad were abusive to me, verbally and physically. And I was hated by my own family, more or less. I know I had some family that absolutely took, look out for me and loved me, but the ones who I thought should have loved me the most didn't. Now, I had a very loving grandfather and a grandmother, I'll say that. And and I love them very much. Still to this day, because of because of how much they put up with me, right? I was a very troubled individual, very troubled child. But long story short, I won't get too indulged in my past. I'd like to share more one day, but for the sake of this testimony, this is not what it's about. What it's about is getting to the point to where things start accelerating in my life to the point of leading to my deliverance and leading me to live a completely different lifestyle that I used to live. Carpenter all my life. I used to rebuild sports cars. I used to like buying broken down Audis and stuff and rebuilding them. Hondas, Chevys, it was who I was. My identity was video games, sports cars, trucks, weed, all these things. And none of these things are inherently evil or wicked, but idolatry, right? Anyways, they shouldn't be anybody's identity, is what I'm saying. Or what they lean on for comfort, for distractions, to not face reality. Because the reality was I was a very broken and traumatized individual, and I didn't know how to deal with it, so I found distractions, and those distractions gave me my identity. So after Passover 2023, I came home, me, my wife, and my children, and I got behind my computer, I'm just, leaving a lot of detail out. So, got behind my computer, started playing my games, and something in me just told me to open my Bible. I had my Sefer. I bought a Sefer because of some recommendations from some brothers I met at the Passover. And I opened it up, and it opened up to Psalm 123. No, forgive me, Psalm 127. I misspoke, forgive me. Which I'm going to read to you now. Psalm 127. Except Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he gives his beloved sleep. Lo, children are an heritage of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that has a quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. I read that, and something in me immediately made me realize I was a terrible father and a husband to my wife and children. Can't explain it, besides it's just Yahweh who put it in me. Because even though I was taking care of their physical needs, emotionally, I was not. I was just checked out. Wasn't there, didn't want to be around them. Would be around them for, as much as I thought I had to be, but then I was like, go and do my own thing again. Go rebuild this engine so I can put it in this Audi so I can drive it and have fun with it. I'm going to go play these video games with my friends, and I'm going to go hang out with these friends and do this instead, right? So, at this point in my life, I'm running my own little business, and work was spotty, but it was good because I would get like one deck job, make $3 or $4 grand, and my bills are very minimal because I like to keep, the monthly expenses very small. I'd make enough money to live for 2 or 3 months and not have to get another job again. But that's the way it was anyways. I was advertising, but I just wasn't getting none. But I would get a job and I'd make enough money to kind of just sit around and meditate. And after reading Psalm 127, a prayer came on to me. And that prayer was just basically, Father, let your will be done in my life. That was it. That's all I prayed. And at this point in my life, just to give you some understanding, I had only read the book of Matthew and the book of Revelation. And that was back when I was a teenager. I have listened to videos and I've heard the scriptures read to me with interpretation attached to it. But I never really truly read the scriptures for myself, just Matthew and Revelation. I was obsessed with those two books as a teenager, and I read them constantly, every single day. Don't know why, just what I did. But, of course, growing up, Christianity, I see the hypocrisy in it, no discipleship for me, and I ended back in the world. So, now fast forward back to where we're at. So, I prayed for His will to be done in my life after I read Psalm 127. And I prayed that prayer every single day for several months. And in the midst of praying that prayer, I would meditate. I got to the point where I was just like kind of meditating, walking around, spending more time with my wife and children, and just trying to be more involved. Just because of the conviction that He put upon me. And He showed me really the structure of like the kingdom of heaven. So I'm just going to call it. It's like Yahweh, Yahusha, the man, the woman, the children. Coverings. This systematic with the covering. Yahweh covers all. Yahushua covers us. The man of the house covers the wife and children, and the wife covers the children, right? Through that, He showed me that how important it is for me to be the covering, that I am the protector of the home. So with that, it's not so much a physical protection. I mean, it is if it had to be, but it's this spiritual protection. That if I'm not doing spiritually what I'm supposed to be doing and spending time with the Father and in the Word and raising these children up and even just eating the spiritual bread and waters with my wife, my house is going to fall apart. And it was already falling apart. Like, I didn't know how to get along with my wife. I didn't know how to be a father to my children. I didn't know how to be a good husband. No one ever taught me. I grew up in a broken family. I knew how to yell and scream and point fingers and not have accountability, all these things. Not that I always did that, because I was pretty good at taking accountability and really seeing the truth in things, because my mom and dad, who are passive-aggressive covert narcissists, come to find out, and I'll tell you why later, they were really good at not taking accountability and putting it on me. Like, I was always the issue for everything in their life. And I didn't like that. So I did the opposite. I'm like, I'll take accountability for anything I can. And I did. But in doing so, I didn't do it for everything that wasn't my fault. It allowed me to really kind of see truly where I was wrong and where I was not. And I believe that was from Yahweh, because that was His wisdom. Because even meditating on that today, I was just thinking about this today. I was like, it's like this wisdom I had, you gave to me at a young age to learn to grow and learn how to avoid certain people who just wasn't my mom or my dad, right? And because besides my mom and dad, I had a choice. I can be around somebody, or I didn't have to. So, but anyways, I went off a little tangent there on that one. But just kind of build the picture out a little more if I can, build the understanding of my testimony. So, after all that, and meditating and just spending time with the family, the Father put another prayer in my heart. And that prayer was, change me and shape me in the man who you created me to be. And after He showed me that, that's when He was really showing me I needed to get rid of the distractions. I needed to weigh the balances. What do I need versus what do I want? And I did that. I put all the sports cars, the video games, anyth't that was distracting me from my wife and children and the Father, I got rid of it. And when I got rid of it, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was very much like, oh, I don't have an identity anymore. That was my identity, and I just got rid of it all. Now I don't know what to do. I don't even know who I am anymore. And this is where really I started spiraling kind of out of control. Like, and started really understanding that, like, and I was starting to have this identity crisis. It was difficult because I was very much driven to chase money and things that I was building a lifestyle of who I wanted to be. And I understood it took money, so I was really good at chasing money. So now that I was doing away with all that, it's like, who am I? I don't even know who I am. And I don't remember how it got to this point, but I remember looking on Amazon. And somehow the Father put me on, I forget the details, and I forget how I even got on the subject. It was just Father, we'll just leave it at that. He got me into looking into narcissism. And I was on Amazon, and I found a book called The Passive-Aggressive Covert Narcissist. I forget the author. I can find the book again. I remember the cover of it. I remember the book very, very well. And I ordered it. I didn't immediately read it. It sat on my shelf. At this time, I'm calling up other brothers of the faith who I've already got to meet through these feast days and stuff. And really just talking with them, what the Father's been doing and showing me, and really trying to look for somebody who can help me. And I couldn't. None of them were really able to help me. Just long story short. They gave me the best they had, and it was just like, well, you know, that doesn't help me. I'm still kind of like stuck with this crisis here. This identity crisis. So, the next prayer that comes upon me, now this is the course over a year. So after Sukkot of 2023, the Father put another prayer in my heart. And the prayer was, if there's any wickedness within me, reveal it. That was all Father who put that prayer in my heart. That's all I could say, because after that, that's when I started reading that. No. I almost went too far. I almost forgot a detail. This is a very important detail. The Father revealed to me. He's like, you know all that trauma you went through growing up, all the rejection, the hatred, the abuse, you never truly forgave them. You got to forgive them. And I'm like, well, what do you mean, Abba? I thought I forgave them. I don't even think about that stuff. Come to find out, I was only operating through unforgiveness and traumas my entire life. Lo and behold, didn't know it. He revealed it to me. But what he also revealed was, you have to experience everything you've bottled up your entire life. And I'm like, yo, I don't want nothing to do with that. But he made me go through it. He popped that cork off the bottle. All this unforgiveness, emotions came rushing through me. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. There was no amount of drinking alcohol or smoking weed or doing anything that was getting rid of the pain anymore. No devices worked. I got to a point to where I laid on my kitchen floor one night and was groaning in a way and sobbing like I've never had in my life. And my wife was on the verge of calling 911 thinking I was going to die. So, I learned through this. During the day, I would keep my composure, but at night, I would lose it. I would just fall apart all over again. So, I finally go and read this book, The Passive-Aggressive Covert Narcissist, in the midst of all this. I already had it, just hadn't read it yet. I started reading it. It started describing my mom and my dad. I remember reading it and be like, oh my goodness. This is describing exactly my mom. This is my dad. This is my mom. This is my dad. I was like, this book's is giving me all the answers I've been looking for. And then I just heard his voice. It's you. Woo! Still get emotional. Even when I just said that, just getting emotional. Tears are building up. Because I remember throwing that book down. And the crushing only got worse after that. It only got worse. Whew. But there's a detail that I forgot to mention. Early on, before all this, right after Passover 2023, I had two brothers who were very kingdom focused. We'll say that. I won't throw them out. I won't put them on blast. I didn't ask for the permission to put their names out. And I remember asking Father, what's my role in this kingdom? And that's how this all started. That's how all this started, was what's my role in your kingdom, Father? So now fast forward back to this, where I realized, well, the Father basically told me I was wicked. I mean, a passive-aggressive criminal, that's a wicked person in Scripture. You can chalk it up to however you want. You ain't gonna convince me otherwise. It's a wicked individual. So, one night, I can describe the pain, the agony, and just how much emotionally I was tore apart from just realizing I was just like my parents. And there was like this revelation of seeing it in myself that hurt me more than anything in my entire life. But there was one night where, once again, after I put the wife and children to sleep, there was this I was laying on the floor, sobbing once again. And I cried out with my entire existence. There was a part of me that was not focused on this. There was no distractions. And it was just me crying out to the Most High with my entire existence. And I told him, I don't want to go through this anymore. I'm done. Either kill me or change me. I want nothing else. And I really cried that out. Lo and behold, he did both. He killed the old man and gave me a new identity. And I'll get to that. But it was that next Passover, it was that next Shabbat evening, Friday evening. And I went to go watch a video of a song that got posted by a brother I love dearly. And it was Psalm 139. And I listened to that song all night long. But when I first listened to it, I felt his spirit come down and comfort me. I felt the presence of my Elohim. It was like a cloud that consumed me. It filled me up. And he told me to dance like David danced. And I did. I danced in my underwear all night long to that song. And for many, many days after that. And, reliving it. It's powerful. I love it. I'd go through it again all the time if I could, because it was that beautiful. I would go through the crushing all over again to experience that once again. Now, but anyways, I had a desire to start wearing tzitzits. Now, mind you, I never wore them before, but I've seen brothers and sisters wearing them at these feasts. Never convicted, never really thought about wearing them myself. But it was in that first night, after sitting there dancing all night long, that's like, I felt this desire to start wearing tzitzits. So I ordered everything on Amazon to make my own, and I started wearing them, and I made some for me and my entire family. And after that, I had a joy about me. No longer was I being crushed by the Most High. He crushed me to a pulp and then resurrected me. I mean, really not resurrected, but like he gave me new life. I was born again. Born again in that moment. And in that moment, I believe that's where deliverance came. But it only, the spiritual nature of my life only increased after that. Because we was on the cusp. We was only maybe a month or two away from Passover 2024. And yeah, so I'm going to stop there and really just explain to you what I've learned through that section of my testimony. Through that section of my testimony, what I have learned is the traumas, the wounds, the unforgiveness, these are the chains and bondages we cannot shake off ourselves. Deliverance belongs to Yahuwah. And we are only fooling ourselves if we think we can do this alone without Him. There's no self-help program. There's no man on this earth or woman. There's nothing that's going to help you shake off and get rid of these traumas, this broken heart, these wounds, the unforgiveness, everything you've bottled up. There's nothing that's going to get rid of it besides crying out to Yahuwah. And if you truly want it, ask Him. Pray the prayers that I've mentioned here. Or just ask directly for deliverance and ask Him to guide you in it. Because it happened over a course of a year for me. And even after my deliverance, more happened to me that changed my life radically. But for the sake of this video, and it's already 21 minutes long, I'm going to stop here. And there'll be a part 2. But until then, I hope this has been a blessing for you all. And I love you all. If you want to learn more, just follow me. I hate to say it that way. I just, I have a website, parableoftheweddingfeast.com, because this is what He's put on my heart, is to really tell people to get ready, because the King is coming for His bride. So with that, this ends part 1 of my testimony. And remember, brothers and sisters, Yahusha HaMashiach is coming with the sword for a bride without spot, blemish, and He's coming soon. Shalom.